Hello, it is Dr. Jason Munsell. It is noon on Monday, July 11th. Hope you had a good break. Monkey's back. I'm back here in, I live in Casey, so, and I also start my LA 2211 class tonight. So I'll be teaching 2 classes this term, second summer 2. Plus the remainder of this. Hope you had a good break. Again, we're back to it. I've been sending you some emails. I really enjoyed reading your papers. Everybody should, I'm still waiting for a few, but everybody should have some sort of feedback. And if you have any questions whatsoever about anything, please let me know. And you should have a grade, obviously, on a grade book. But also, you should have gotten a grading sheet from me. If you have any questions or any mistakes, if something's unclear, please let me know. And I try to give pretty much everybody something to work on for the next paper to try to improve your writing, whether it is trying to adhere to MLA a little bit better, or paragraph development, topic sentences, writing in active voice versus passive voice, etc. And I have put a lot of stuff on KC that you should take a look at to help improve your writing. And it's so essential that you write well. Yeah. In any case, my dog is licking himself. What I want to do, we got lots of stuff going on. We got 4 more weeks of our class together. It was an 8-week class. Minus the week in the middle that was a break, and we got a lot to cover and a lot to do, but it's sort of the second verse, same as the first, where we are going to be covering some various chapters. You're going to be threading, you're going to be blogging, you're going to be tweeting, and then the one paper at the end that's due at the end of our term. Can't remember exactly what the due date is. Go look at the syllabus. I have put some new information on KC. I know you can't see this, but if you haven't, and I said it was like summer 2015. Oops, it's 2016. I wish it was summer 2015. Oh, not really. I don't know. Sometimes we all long for yesterday, but if we long for yesterday, the better tomorrow might never get here. But in any case, you are again writing about a 5-page paper. Some of you sent me more, which is all cool. But this time, your topic is not a commercial, but it is a particular tourist attraction in South Carolina. I thought that would be sort of cool since this is summer, and I've done a project like this before, and tourism is an extremely important industry in South Carolina, as you probably know. So your job first is to pick a topic. Maybe it's someplace that you have been, someplace that you want to go, something that you just find interesting, something perhaps that you think their persuasive messages aren't that great and you want to improve them. Actually, that would be sort of an ideal thing to do, since I'm asking you to try to come up with ideas to improve the persuasive strategies of these particular places. This monkey's bugging me. I'll put the monkey someplace else. Put the monkey on the floor. Or on the ceiling. Oh, what a feeling, dancing on the ceiling. But in any case, I got my Hardee's cup. Product placement. Go to Hardee's. Delicious iced tea. Pick a place. I have on the assignment links to the South Carolina Department of Parks, Recreation, and Tourism. There's also, I got a site for Discover South Carolina, but you all know there's tons of tourist sites. You know, it's completely up to you what you want to do, and maybe again, it's someplace that you know well. But that's the first part. But then, embedded in this is that you are going to hopefully contact them, tell them you're doing this project. You can give them my information if you want to, and and try to find out some of the things that they had been attempting to do to try to persuade people to come to their attraction. And so what I say here is I give you, as I did last time, very, very clear organizational structure. Paragraph 1, I tell you what to do there, and this is where you always sort of set the tone for the paper, but what I'm suggesting that you do here is to demonstrate your credibility by discussing that the information that you glean from the folks. So, you know, I interviewed so-and-so, and they said that, you know, they have been using their website and blah, 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 blah. Now, sometimes they don't want to talk to you. Who knows? But maybe through connections or something like that, you could figure something out. So, I mean, ideally, it's like you talk to somebody, you talk maybe to somebody, maybe there's a PR person there, you know, and you talk to them, you know, what are your strategies for getting people to visit? You know, maybe you pick the Riverbank Zoo. Do they have a PR department or a marketing department? Maybe you can contact them saying, I'm doing this project, you know, what strategies do you use, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Or, you know, really, again, any tourist attraction in wherever, a carriage ride in Charleston, or in the example I have here, medieval times. I've never been to medieval times, but I've heard it's medieval. So I say what to do here, what they've done in the past, etc. You don't have to go into too much detail. I don't want a complete history of everything. You don't have enough time for that, but sort of set the stage. Paragraph 2, like last time, was where you offer your argument and slash thesis and purpose, and I give you, again, pretty specific ways to do that. And then paragraphs 3 or 4, it depends on the situation, but I talk about, or I ask you to discuss what target audiences do you think the attraction is indeed targeting. So you can talk about demographics, you can talk about, you know, you can also talk about the geographics, but what's particularly important to me is that you do sort of perform a vowels. So you, from looking at what they are doing, you perform sort of, you've already done the survey, so you sort of know what vowels is all about, but you sort of, try to interpret or try to figure out what sort of vowels category that they are reaching out to, and then talk about their media presence. Do they have old media stuff? Do they have new media stuff? And how effective is their slogan branding, their tourist site or products? What effective are the slogans, branding / copy of their tourist site? I don't know, you don't have to copy the tourist site, but I don't know why the copy isn't there. Analyze the visual cues. How effective are the images, icons, logos, and color palette, sort of like you did with the commercial. So sort of evaluate the current stuff. What are they doing? And maybe what are they, and again, book. I want you to reference your book sort of constantly. So what are they doing in paragraphs, whatever, 5, 6, 7, wherever you might be. I want you to outline a plan to improve what they are doing. So what would you do differently? What would you do differently with media? And what would, I'm asking you to try to find a new demographic or a new psychographic that they might be able to reach out to. And how would you do that? And I also suggest that you offer a new slogan or brand for what they have. For instance, if this is not about Trump, but if you didn't like "Make America Great Again," what would be your suggestion? Or God, I can't think of slogan. Or Columbia itself, famously hot. That's the brand. Would you do? I mean, Columbia itself is a tourist attraction. Would you do something different? In any case, suggest a change in the name, color scheme, and or logo, and justify why it would prove more appealing. So You're trying to improve things. And then the next paragraph, I want you to explain sort of a very specific thing that you would do as a sort of a persuasive product, whether it be a new billboard, a new pamphlet, a new television commercial, a new website or something, and sort of explain what it would look like and what you would put in it and why you think that would be persuasive. And then one of the things that I said, I think in the syllabus, is that if you wanted to actually create this stuff, you could sort of put it on your blog or something like that. I don't know. We're not really probably going to have time for all that type of stuff. So long as you sort of explain it, that's cool. Then a concluding paragraph, again, that talks about the larger importance of understanding the persuasive process in our media age. So basically, picking a site, whatever it is, trying to contact them, sort of get the lay of the land. What have they been doing in the past to attract people to come to their site? You know, have your big sort of thesis paragraph, then several paragraphs evaluating what they are currently doing, their current sort of marketing strategy, if you want to call it that, or persuasive strategy, their messaging. Then your strategy for doing something different to try to make it better, utilizing the lessons from our book, and then showcasing a very specific product, whatever it might be, that you would create if you were their, marketing persuasion guru, and then end with sort of that larger idea, articulating your thesis, but then thinking about the whole idea of persuasion in the media age. And then I have the point system, like last time, that you can read. But hopefully it's fairly clear. Let me know if it isn't, but you need to get started. You've got 4 weeks to do this. So you might get started, or at least start thinking, obviously, about the paper. Don't say it. Okay. Since, I'm already at 12 minutes, I'm going to stop right here. And then come back, and I've got actually 3 PowerPoints for Chapter 7, basically because I've sort of sectioned these things off, since YouTube only allows me to upload 15 minutes at a time. So hopefully this was somewhat helpful explaining the paper. I'll be back soon.